Thank you all for your attention today. My name is Shelby, and I'm excited to take a few minutes to share a few practical ways we can leverage analytics to enhance performance, drive better results, and make more informed decisions across our organization. This presentation will build off of proven methods and frameworks that are practiced and defined in the text Investing in People, written by Cascio, Boudreau, and Fink in 2019. The frameworks in this text make it clear that often basic HR decisions lack analytical rigor and that HR measurement should support strategic decision making rather than just tracking raw data. After all, the decisions we make about talent, human capital, and effectiveness are all central to the strategic success of all organizations. As described in Investing in People, HR measurement must evolve from mere cost tracking toward strategic evaluation of effectiveness and impact. In other words, HR measurements must go beyond just capturing data and mere efficiency measures such as headcount and cost. So rather than intuition, we find organizational success through the use of evidence-based models such as the ones I will describe in this presentation. In HR, we use utility analysis to quantify the financial impact of HR initiatives and guide investment decisions in human capital. This approach relies on three key parameters: quantity, quality, and cost. While utility analysis is often applied during the hiring process, in our case, we will use it for evaluating existing staff, specifically in training and development, engagement, and retention programs. Even with staff already on board, utility analysis remains highly valuable. For example, we can measure the impact of training programs by calculating the additional value employees produce as their skills improve. Similarly, we can estimate the financial benefit of retention initiatives, promotions, and engagement programs. By applying the standard deviation, performance improvements, and program costs in the utility formula listed here, we can make data-driven decisions that clearly demonstrate how our HR investments translate into measurable business outcomes. Now that we've discussed utility analysis, I want to go over the way that we can use the Cascio-Ramos Estimate of Performance in Dollars, or CREPID, to quantify the economic value of our workforce. CREPID assumes that each employee's compensation reflects their market value. So, the economic value of their contribution is equal to their annual salary. For example, we can calculate the cost of a key employee, assess the value added through promotions, or prioritize HR investments that protect or enhance workforce value. For our company of 50 employees, we have top 7 level managers who have an average salary of $60,000. We can assess the economic value of one manager. We first identify principal activities labeled 1 through 4, and then we rate them in terms of frequency used using the Likert scale. Those frequencies are then multiplied by importance ratings to calculate the relative weight of each activity. So if an activity is never done, it is rated 0. Dollar values are then calculated in graph 2 by taking the average pay of $60,000 and multiplying it by relative weights for each activity. In graph 3, we begin rating every employee on each activity on a 0 to 200 scale. We multiply performance rating by the activity's dollar value and sum those dollar values to get a total dollar value of the employee's performance seen in graph 3. Knowing the economic value of our employees through CREPID allows us to measure the financial impact of turnover. It's important because replacing employees is costly in terms of recruitment, onboarding, and lost productivity. For example, if we lose a high-value employee with an annual salary of $60,000, it might cost $40,000 in total. By tracking turnover rates and identifying employees at risk, we can apply analytics to target retention initiatives efficiently. As you can see in the graph, we've calculated an approximate estimate of what it might cost to replace that high-level employee. Separation of $5,000, a vacancy of $10,000, a replacement employee $15,000, and then training for that new employee $10,000 adds up to the $40,000 estimate. This approach ensures that we not only retain our most valuable staff, but also maximize the return on HR investments by protecting workforce value and minimizing disruption. We're able to track voluntary and involuntary turnover rates, identify how high-value employees that may be at risk, and then prioritize retention programs based on financial impact. Building upon our previous discussions, we now turn to evaluating the financial impact of training and development. This method involves assessing the effectiveness of these initiatives and enhancing employee performance and contributing to organizational success. Young adults are increasingly claiming the most important feature they are looking for in a new job is the opportunity for continuous learning. Not only are these people looking for adding to their technical skills, they are needing to keep up with the digital revolution of technology, such as cloud, mobile computing, sensors, drones, and clean energy. The trend towards consumer-centric learning puts employees, not training departments, in charge, meaning we need to listen and focus on employees' needs now more than ever. Teamwork is a crucial skill needed in today's workforce. Our employees should learn behaviors like asking for ideas, offering help without being prompted, being a part of the feedback loop, and being considerate of others. Organizations that can provide opportunities for learning and growth have a distinct advantage when competing for talented employees and keeping them. For instance, consider a leadership development program with cost of amounting to $50,000. Post-training assessments reveal a 20% increase in employee engagement scores and a 15% improvement in team productivity. By conducting a cost-benefit analysis, we can calculate the return on investment to determine the program's financial impact. So by applying this evaluation method, we can assure that our training and development programs deliver measurable benefits and align with our strategic business objectives. On this slide, you'll see an example of calculating ROI for a training and development program. The formula is simple. We take the total benefits of the program, subtract the cost, and divide by the cost. For example, the proposed leadership development program requires an investment of $50,000. By analyzing post-training productivity improvements and reduced turnover, we estimate the total benefits at about $120,000. That leaves us with a net benefit of $70,000, which translate into an ROI of 140%. So what does this mean for us? Every dollar we invest in carefully designed training programs can generate more than $1 of measurable value back to the organization. With analytics like these, we can ensure our training dollars are always working as hard as our people. Now let's dive into the importance of measuring employee engagement. Engagement is a key driver of productivity, retention, and customer satisfaction, which ultimately leads to higher profits. This connection highlights why it's crucial to have a robust measurement system. According to Cascio, by understanding how employee attitudes impact organizational outcomes, we can target efforts where they will be most beneficial. This strategic focus can contribute to major achievements like 20% annual revenue growth and a 90% customer satisfaction rating. There are three core attitudes that affect organizational performance through employee behaviors, and studies have shown that enhancing employees' attitudes can affect financial performance, as well as having a reputation as a satisfying place to work may enhance the ability to recruit more and higher quality applicants down the line. So how do we quantify employees' attitudes and their effects? In the next slide, we will review the metrics worth tracking and how we will track them.